This young man, Willie McCoy, 20 years old, was a rapper. He was a performer in Vallejo. I know that town. I performed in that town. A club called Talk of the Town. 1990, 1991. Yeah, that's the Bay Area, man. A lot of talent in the Bay Area. I bet this kid was good, man. Later, when you see the interview with his uncle or cousin, you can tell he was a music cat too. But these cops, they shot him 55 times. Well, actually 38 times he was hit, but they shot 55 times. They blew him away, man. He was sleeping in his car. They looked down in the car, and instead of waking him up, they shot him and killed him. So it's a sad story. California City to pay $5 million to family of Willie McCoy, who police shot 55 times. A California city has agreed to pay $5 million to the family of a 20-year-old who was sleeping in his car when police approached and shot him 55 times in 2019. The city of Vallejo, northeast of San Francisco, said in a statement on Wednesday that the city council approved the payout to the relatives of Willie McCoy, an aspiring Bay Area rapper fatally shot by 6 officers in a case that sparked national outrage. McCoy was in his car at a Taco Bell on the 9th of February 2019 when the police arrived and quickly fired a barrage of bullets into his vehicle. Think about that. The police arrived and quickly fired a barrage of bullets into his vehicle. This guy's sleeping. He gets blown away in his sleep. Police claimed McCoy had moved his hands downward towards the gun. The body camera footage did not capture that and instead appeared to show that he had been startled awake and moved his hand to scratch his shoulder. The footage also showed that officers had not tried to wake him or announce they were police before pointing firearms at his head. Think about that, you guys. They walk up, they sneak up to his car, and they're all, you guys ready? Everybody ready? And they blow him away. That's what they did, allegedly. It doesn't matter. They're not going to get in any trouble. The city's cool. They're a bunch of, crime. They'll pay $5 million. No big deal. His family should have got him for $500 million. But police claim McCoy, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's get down here. If he reaches for it, okay. They were police before they pointed the fire. Okay, before McCoy awoke, officers said, if he reaches for it, you know what to do. And I'm going to pull him out and snatch his ass. The killing sparked protests in California and significant backlash after a consultant hired by the city concluded that the 55 rounds fired by 6 officers in a 3.5-second span is reasonable based upon my training and experience at a range as a range instructor. Oh, man. I live on a range, man, and I'm telling you, they mag dumped on that guy. Prosecutors declined to file charges against the officers. The case escalated scrutiny of the Vallejo Police Department, which has an extensive history of brutality and misconduct scandals. Yes, it does, and we'll report on that. From 2010 to 2020, the city had one of the highest rates of police killings in California, and more than a dozen officers have shot multiple civilians on the job without facing consequences. What? More than a dozen officers, think about that. That's a lot. That's a room full of cops have shot multiple civilians on the job without facing consequences. It's part of the job. I got to shoot somebody. 2020 investigation by local news site Opened Vallejo revealed that some officers commemorated their shootings by bending the points of their badges each time they killed someone. Think about that, folks. I've told you before, you see those tattoos on those sleeves on their arms? They're not Zulu warriors or from New Zealand or anything. No, they're just goofball killer cops. And when you notice the black ring that they wear, they got their thing. That's one of their symbols. One of the officers who shot McCoy had previously killed Ron L. Foster, 32, an unarmed man who had been riding his bike without a light. Wow, executed for riding your bike without a light. City paid Foster's family $5.7 million settlement, the largest in Vallejo's history. The McCoy's family civil case had not yet gone to trial and could have dragged on for many more years. The family, however, was divided about settling, said Corey McCoy, one of the McCoy's brothers, and David Harrison, a cousin. They are co-founders of the Willie McCoy Foundation, Almost 5 years ago, Willie McCoy Jr. was executed by Vallejo police. As the world watched in confusion and our family watched in horror as we tried to comprehend what could possibly warrant so many gunshots into a man sleeping in his vehicle. We all have to wonder that. The two relatives said in a statement on Thursday, "Our justice system has failed to charge, arrest, or release the truth." It's not the justice system. It's just dirty cops in a dirty department. I mean, I guess if you want to call that the justice system, but we'll see. We know that the system doesn't work the way we were taught in civics class when we were growing up. It's just a cloaking device to camouflage the racism that is embedded at the very fabric of our legal system designed to protect law enforcement at all costs. Listen, these guys, they hate everybody. Black, white, yellow, green, brown, anything. They hate everybody that's not one of them. You got to understand that. Yes, they are racists, but they're racist against everybody that's not them. They said they were hoping to go to trial to bring about systemic change and expose broader problems in the department. Good luck there, fellows, but it's not going to happen. There is no settlement celebration. There's no justice here, and we pray that any future families learn from our experience. Hopefully they will be successful in bringing down the wicked system feeding on our people. Hopefully the next family is going to go for $500 million. Mark McCoy, another brother, said by phone, "No amount of money is worth Willie's life." On one hand, you're relieved you're getting something for Willie, but this country is so used to these situations that we treat victims as just pieces of money. It's always someone is killed, here's some money, but we are not affecting the lives of police officers who are doing the killing. The taxpayers of Vallejo are paying this debt, not the police. I wish there was a way to hold the police themselves accountable. Yes, it's called trial for murder. Get a decent DA. Think about that. City statement and settlement does not imply any admission of liability or wrongdoing by the city of Vallejo or the city employees. Oh, hope you appreciated this article. Before you move on, I want to ask you, okay, Guardian, you're great. We love you. Everybody support the Guardian. That was a great article. California City to pay $5 million to family of Willie McCoy, who police shot 55 times, 35 of them, 38 of them going into his body. Young 20-year-old rapper gone from this earth.
The city of Vallejo will be paying $5 million to settle a lawsuit over a police killing nearly 5 years ago.
20-year-old Willie McCoy was sleeping in his car outside of a Taco Bell when he was shot and killed by police. Ground Force Gail Long talked with McCoy's family today and has the story.
I know what impacted families go through in a fight for justice. I know that a lot of families are forced to settle because of the terrorism in the community.
David Harrison is the cousin of Willie McCoy, who was shot and killed by Vallejo police. It was February 2019 when McCoy was sleeping in his car outside a Taco Bell when police officers started shooting. Police claimed McCoy had a gun in his lap. Court documents at the time state 6 officers fired a total of 55 bullets. 38 of them hit McCoy. No charges were brought against the officers. Only one of the officers, Ryan McMahon, was fired for violating department policies.
And there's a lot of healing that needs to be done to bring some real truth and transparency and justice that's going to make some real systemic change in policy.
Almost 5 years later, the city of Vallejo announced a $5 million settlement with the McCoy family. The lawsuit claimed the officers did not follow proper policing procedures and failed to develop a plan to safely take McCoy's gun, even though the passenger side window was only covered by a thin piece of plastic.
I just hope that in the future that we find a way to unify and organize for a full fight to get transparency and truth, because a lot of things that happened to Willie did not have to happen to Willie.
We're definitely nowhere near the end. This is the beginning of the chapter 2, and where we hope that some real justice will come, because money is not bad.
Family attorney Melissa Nold plans to pursue federal civil rights charges against the officers involved.
We believe that the federal government, under Biden at least, will investigate this for what it is. It's flagrant civil rights violations that resulted in the death of many, many Black and brown people over the past several years.
Oh, well, the Justice Department under Biden has not been exactly the best Justice Department in the world. So I think that lady is being hopeful, and she got to use her 2 minutes of fame to, stick her politics in the mix. But either way, those officers, they got off easy, and the city is glad to pay $5 million